episode 32 of TricitiesKnit during quarantine. So we're doing split screen again. I like this format. I'm Jenny, and
I'm Natalie.
Yeah, and we're the knitters from Vancouver, BC area in the Tri-Cities. Thanks for joining us again. And today we're going to talk about summer tops. What?
Summer knitting.
Summer knitting, even though today it's not really summer. I'm wearing my mohair, my new mohair cardigan, so it's not summer, but it just so worked out that I finally dug out my summer clothes, and I wanted to talk about summer knitting because I think summer will eventually be here. And are you knitting something for the summer?
Yes, yesterday actually was a really nice day, and we took a walk, and I was just wearing tank top. I put the tank top, I put the long sleeve tee, and I put my wool cardigan, and then I slowly
Undressed?
Yeah, because it was hot.
Not today. Today we're, today I feel like we're back in, but it's supposed to be nice in a couple of days. So I took out my linen tops, even though the cotton, I like cotton, but I don't know if I like knitting with cotton, and I don't know if I like wearing knitted cotton tops in the summer because they feel like they're too thick.
Oh, you can wear the long sleeve, make them with a long sleeve because it's a perfect for.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that going forward, and in the last 2 years, I've knit with linen, and I think I'm gonna stick with linen. And I want to talk about different linen, even though it seems the same, it actually feels a little different. Last year I did this one with this funky drop stitch bottom there, and it's called Rancho Relaxo. And I used Louet linen, the Euroflax, the wet spun Euroflax.
Yeah.
And when I remember like before all the, linen came back in the spotlight, this was the only linen yarn you could get in North America. And it feels a little heavy, actually. It feels a little heavy compared to the 2 years ago, the Sparrow, Quinson Company Sparrow feels a little bit lighter. I think it's a little bit thinner. And this is a tank top. And I think I'm gonna go with linen from now on for the summer. How about you? What are you knitting?
It's the top. I started probably 2-3 weeks ago. I don't remember when exactly, but it's so I finished yoke, and I start knitting body, but it's really slow. It goes really slow.
Is it wool?
Huh?
Is it wool?
No, it's linen.
Oh, it's linen too.
Yeah, you see, I just made that much.
Don't move so fast. Don't move so. Oh, okay. Well, at least you're not gonna have sleeves.
No, I'm gonna do. It's gonna be short sleeve, and I'm not really know what shape I'm gonna do, but yeah, I'm still thinking how I wanna shape my sleeves. But anyway, yeah, I'm now doing the body, and I'm planning to knit a little bit of the body today and put on a scrap yarn and to the laundry machine and see how it grows. Yeah, I always do with linen because you never know how it will behave after, and I always do in a machine. I never do linen with my hands because it's soft. Yeah, it makes softer in a machine, and I even do the dryer but not completely dry in a dryer, just a little bit, and then I stretch. Because if you just dry it on, on a hanger, it feels rough. I don't like this rough.
It does, yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that there's a lot of knitters who just skip summer completely and they just say, okay, this is the time for shawls. We're not gonna bother with any tops. Um, yeah, I think linen is definitely not for everybody. Like knitting with it is not as pleasant as knitting with wool.
Not pleasant.
So, yeah, I mean, no one's gonna, I don't think, I still have, like, I was looking through our episodes yesterday, actually this morning, and I still have that shibui, the thin black linen I bought from Black Sheep Yarn. I picked it
It's
up.
it's
Huh?
100. It's a hundred
Yes,
percent
yes,
linen.
yeah. Yeah, but Shibui's yarns are always very, like, luxurious and soft. It's very soft, very, very soft. I don't know. It might be a chainette construction though. I don't remember. I have to dig it out and maybe come up with some idea for it. But it is really really thin. Speaking of our channel, I reorganized it today in the morning. I moved. I created a playlist with tutorials. So if you guys are watching and if you go to our homepage and you go to playlists, there is a playlist there called tutorials. And I have moved Natalie's brioche tutorial there as well as my own tutorials from my own channel, which I have linked as well to our channel. So they're linked together so you can check them out. So now, we intend to post tutorials and put them in that playlist so you guys have easy access in one spot. So I did that today because I was kind of felt like it was just too dispersed. So you're a yoke fan for the summer. I know you have another top.
Actually, no. I brought my not all of them, but many of my linen tops, and I have actually different. I use different construction, even bottom up. So I don't know if I.
Bottom up. Oh my God. I know. You're becoming more of a open-minded again to this idea of bottom up. If you guys are watching, do comment. Do you like bottom up? Does anyone knit bottom up anymore? Because I don't. Uh, but I think that people do.
It if you want to have nice decreases, so
Yes,
the
yes, yeah,
bottom
yeah.
up is the solution, and
That's
yeah,
bottom up.
yes, this is bottom up. This is
Okay,
bottom.
but there's no pattern for it. It's just for yourself.
It was a pattern, but the pattern was top down, and it was not really. I didn't follow. I don't have
Okay.
a pattern. I just look at the picture
Edit
and
it.
make
Yeah.
yeah and make it
Oh,
nice.
okay. I've got a question. How often do you actually wear your knitted tops in the summer?
This one, I work quite a few times. I like this one, and yeah,
Okay.
when I go for vacation, yeah, I wear them there. Not
Not here? Yeah.
in Vancouver. Most of the time, I wear my summer knitting, but it's like this long sleeves.
Yes.
So I
Yeah,
did
I know.
the sweater, and I thought why I didn't wear it for a long time, because now it's kind of these earthy colors and very fashionable, like it's linen colors. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna wear this summer this sweater again, but my daughter put some stains and because she likes it, and yeah, I need to do some washing before I can wear it.
Well, I can't see. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't see any stains there. But
No, you
uh,
can't. I just notice when I I don't know how I noticed. It's hardly noticeable because it's a kind of brownish stain. So not very stand out, but I know it's there.
I like the sweater. It's very funky.
Yeah, now it's kind of back in fashion. So yeah. And speaking about the linen, I found the solution for people who don't like knitting with linen, but
Hmm.
still want to have this nice drapey look. So the combination of linen and silk, it's not, um, I think it's not that light as a linen, but it's much pleasant to work with. And I don't remember, I think it's 70-30, 70 linen, 30 silk. Not sure.
Hmm.
So this is more heavier. I think it's a fingering from Cat River Studio, and I have another similar yarn content top, uh, and it's light fingering. So this is,
Oh yeah. Don't move it so fast. It becomes blurry when you move it too fast. Just hold it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that one's from the Crooked Kitchen, right?
yes, yes, and
That's a silk and linen mix?
yes, 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 yes.
Oh.
So I was looking for some time for, I love this content, and I looking for some time to find. It's not many yarn vendors do this combination. I don't know if they still do. I'm not sure if the Crooked Kitchen and Cats River Studio don't have it, this this yarn
Hmm.
anymore, I think. But you can always contact them. I'm sure they know how, and they can make the a custom order for you. But
I'll
yeah.
leave the links. Yeah, I'll leave the links on the in the notes. Uh,
Mhm.
the link to the shop. I think that she is on hiatus right now because of the COVID, but when she comes back, usually when I asked her about bases, she's always very, receptive to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
custom
She
orders. So
always ready to
yeah.
help. It's true.
Well, you're
So
you like more of a softer feel, right? Like I think that's why you were looking at these mixes. While I'm okay with wearing something a bit rougher. Like I don't mind it. But I don't. You're right. I don't wear my tops very often here. I did wear this one last year on my vacation to California, and I think this was the last time I wore it. I'm not quite sure why. I think maybe because it doesn't really get that hot here. But I wanted to talk about construction. This is a tank top, which is I knitted top down, and it's not really contiguous. It's just kind of a tank top, just a typical tank top. Um, Knit top down. There's no sleeves, so there's no need for any particular method. Um, and this one's raglan. I have never knit a yoke for the summer. And right now I'm working on another, so it's raglan. Right now I'm working on another raglan. And what I did is I haven't really made a lot of progress in the last 2 weeks. This is what I got. I know it's terrible, but I have a reason why. So I'm doubling the Lithuanian linen. And actually, I find it really pleasant to knit with. It's not very rough. Maybe because it's thin. Like it's not very rough at all. Like I would say it's pretty good. So I started a bunch of other things, like actually just one thing, a shawl, and then the yoke that I showed you in the previous 2 episodes, I undid it completely because I don't like how I've done it, and I've completely recalculated everything. My gauge changed, and then I recalculated, and I'm starting again. I spent 2 days on reknitting the yoke and not liking it again. So this is where my time went, is I
What
wanted to,
what happens now?
I just didn't like that. I am not liking the first round of increases knit two, make one. I think that creates this ruffle, and I don't like this ruffle. It's just I don't like it. And I've tried my other sweater, the rower sweater. It actually has a different construction. Like I mean different rate of increases. There's no knit two, make one. And then it's more, like more gradual.
DK,
It works
it's a
better.
or worsted. Don't no. The fingering it's different. So don't mix up the gauges.
No, I know, but I'm gonna do make knit three, make one. This is what I'm gonna do, and I think it's gonna work better. It's not really fingering. That's the thing because my gauge changed. It became DK. See, it's all kind of started from there. It became 22 stitches per 4 inches, right? So it's not. They call it sport for a reason.
22 it's sport.
No, 22 is DK. It's DK
No, it's
gauge.
sport. 20 is decay. 22 is sport. 24 to 26 it's fingering. Jenny,
Well,
don't mix up.
okay, but I mean, no, it's not gonna. I don't know. I may for myself. This is what I'm gonna do for myself. Now, in the pattern, I will probably do like everyone else, but I haven't decided yet. So I wrote everything up, and now I'm gonna rewrite it. I'm gonna keep the old copy as well, but I'm definitely gonna rewrite it and change some things because my gauge changed.
But yet you don't wanna everything be pulled because you don't
Well,
have
no, it won't be. It won't be pulled. It won't be pulled. I don't have anything that's pulled like that.
it
Nothing.
depends
None of my
how
patterns
many
are like that.
it depends how many stitches you cast.
Yes, I know. Yeah, yeah.
If you cast on enough stitches, so it's a wide neck, then cut 3, make 1 is work. But if you cast on like usually around 104 stitches from the start, it the cut 2, make 1 is the best.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah, I agree. I'm gonna change that. So I'm gonna cast more stitches and then
You
do a
can
little
do
bit.
cut
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I yesterday I got a little yarn delivery, just one skein I got from Primrose because I wanted for years now I wanted to do a shawl that's orange and pink. So I pulled up these I've had in my stash for many years. This is from Cat's Riverside Studio, and it's the first color in her Tinto kit, the 5 skein fade kit. And I don't need a 5 skein for a sweater. I need 4, plus I have mohair too. So I pulled that out, and then this one is Madeline Tosh, and it's I think liquid gold. Liquid gold. Can you see it? Is it I've got this bright light behind me. It's not really a light, it's a window.
No, I see it's a good gold color. I see it's
Yeah,
gold.
so I'm gonna do something just maybe garter stitch on the eyelets, something really simple, with it. And because I really liked when I saw this skein, I was like, well, this is what I'm looking for because I actually don't have this kind of color in my stash. And it's not surprising because I don't like bright colors. Um, yeah, so this is what I don't have my shawl that I started down here. So I can't show you, but it is on my Instagram. I'm just gonna close this window a little bit. It's driving me nuts. Ah, this light is still there. Anyways, yeah, so this is what I started. So I'm just trying to finish, a couple of things in the next couple of months because I just this yoke sweater has really been consuming a lot of time, and Briggs and I like Briggs and Little Sport, but I've never knit a sweater with it. And now I know that it's not a fingering weight yarn, and they call it sport for a reason, even though the yardage is actually fingering. The yardage is 400 yards. So you'd think it's fingering yarn, but no, it's not. So this is, this is what I have. I did not bring my contiguous tops here because I don't think I'm going to use contiguous method on linen.
Why?
Did you?
I think I did use contiguous.
Actually, I brought one. One is down here. Just a sec. I'll grab one. This is the first sample I made. So I didn't steam it. I didn't steam it. So it's a little wrinkled from the storage. So this pattern is from 6 years ago, and it uses contiguous method, shoulder and cap sleeves, and it's actually like it looks good. Like it's well fitted. I've got two of them. I don't know where the other one is. Yours is pure linen?
Yes, it's how you call it, from Queens and Company, yeah. And
That one. Yes, I remember that one. Oh, but see, you've got lace there, so the cap is smooth because you've got lace, right?
yeah.
I think that contiguous method is kind of like this little bump here is just kind of, I don't know how to get rid of that bump. And it's I think it depends on the fabric, what you like your yarn, obviously, because I've got some sweaters that don't have this problem, but this particular top does. So I just kind of stopped using it on fingering weight.
I know how to, because I did so many different things in construction. I know how to get rid of. Actually, this one is contiguous as well.
Really?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, I see that now. But again, this is different. And
no,
this is thicker yarn. It's thicker yarn too.
Have to, not in this case, but you have to last decreases. You have to do not every row, but every other row, like last two.
Decreases.
Yes, yes. So for the contiguous, you do the increases in each and every row. But if you don't want to have this stick out, you should do this more smoothly, like every 2 rows.
Oh, like these guys you're talking about, the increases.
Yes, this row.
I don't know. I think that I'm gonna try other methods now because there's still a couple of methods I haven't tried. So I think I'm gonna do that before I come back to contiguous. I still think it's a really good method for DK sweaters, and all of my DK sweaters fit really well. It's just this particular top, I think I should have done things a little bit differently. And I think I may come back to it, to this method, and improve it a bit more. But I think I still wanted to check out a couple of other methods before I do that.
The similar look for contiguous, but done a little bit different. It's this knits method. When you start from the back and finish the back, and then you pick up the front stitches, but it's not in a round, and it's not seamless. I would not it's seamless, but it's done by parts. So you do back first, and then you one front and another front, and then you join at the bottom. But I think no, you can do the sleeves at the same time. But again, you have to finish little bit of back and then pick up front and the sleeves at the same time. So yeah, you can do the sleeves or sleeveless. It depends what construction or what shape you want.
That's the one I haven't tried yet. I haven't tried this method yet, even though I bought a book. I bought a book a while ago, and I just haven't tried it yet. But I'm trying to, even though the sweaters, the sweaters are they're not really, I mostly knit them for myself. Um, I'm still like I'm trying to concentrate more on sweaters because I need more sweaters. But I definitely they don't really sell that well for me. So I try mix things up with the shawls. So I think that's why I've been kind of slow to try all these different methods. And you more of a sweater knitter only.
Because I'm wearing it and I have
Yeah.
two daughters who can wear my sweaters. Half
Yeah.
of my sweaters gone with my older daughter. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so see, for me, like, I mean, it's just me who's gonna wear them, which is fine. I mean, my sister lives in a different city and she's different size than me. So if I knit a sweater, it's just me who can wear it. No one else can wear it. So I definitely don't have as many bodies that can, share my clothes. I mean, maybe it's a good thing. Um, but anyways, that's what I have. I'm trying to kind of plan, this summer. I think my biggest question for this t-shirt I'm working on is I had a poll on Instagram asking people if they wanted a plain t-shirt or if they wanted a little bit of lace at the hem, and most people said they wanted lace at the hem because to keep things interesting. But I actually wanted to do a plain t-shirt. But now I don't know what to do.
if you want a plain, I would do plain because you do have a couple t-shirts with the lace at the bottom.
Yes, I do. That's what I showed. Well, this isn't really lace. Like I tried last year. I tried to avoid falling into a trap of doing lace like everyone else, and I found this drop stitch zigzag. Can you see it? I don't know. My camera is kind of weird. I
Yes,
found this. Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
found
in,
this online. I think it was a Russian Instagram account, and I was like, wow, this looks really unique, and it looks like lace, but it's actually not really lace in the same sense. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do a plain T-shirt, just something that you could have bought, Um, I don't have a linen plain linen T-shirt, so I think I might just do that. Maybe have like a couple of eyelets at the bottom or something. I don't know.
no
Or maybe just totally plain.
plain now in a trend. So if you do the plain, it would be in a trend, but make it wide. Don't
Oh
make
yeah,
it
no, I am making it wide. It's going to be the same, very similar to this one. This is actually very wide.
Mhm.
Like it's not a fitting. Well, it's linen. You can't make fitted garment with linen. It doesn't work. So it's something. I mean, you can make it fitted in the shoulders, but then it has to flow. Otherwise, you can't even wear it when it's fitted. It's linen, right? So this is my plan for the next couple of months is to finish two things. I think it's doable, but I'm also gonna we also want to film more tutorials, and we are going to have a giveaway which we will announce next episode. So you guys have to come back and watch us on our next episode. I'm not going to say what it is because I haven't gotten organized yet. But when I want it to be a bit of a surprise. So next time we get together, you guys will know what it is. And yeah, I mean, I I don't know when this quarantine thing's going to be over. Everyone is sort of like, one thing I'm seeing online is sourdough. So I think it's gotten to the point where I've actually considered starting a sourdough. For the first 2 weeks, I was like, okay, everyone is posting about it. And my husband finally got a hold of some decent bread yesterday. So I think I've eaten like half a loaf right away. And but I think I'm still toying with the idea of doing a sourdough. But I
Did you
just don't.
did you get rye flour, or you don't have a rye flour?
I actually have. Oh, you know what? I don't know. I know we bought rye flour years ago. I don't know if it's still okay. Like, you guys have to know that I don't bake at all. I mean, I made pancakes this morning, like Russian pancakes that nobody ate but me. Um, and I'm not really a baker. I've never baked anything in my life except cookies once a year. I do like Christmas cookies, and that's it. Like, I'm not really. I think I would be much bigger if I were a baker. So, but I'm not. Yeah, so I don't even keep track of what we have. We did
But
used to have.
why did you get this rye flour? For what purpose?
I think my husband bought it. I think he bought it for his. Yeah, we must have some left over because he uses it in the waffles sometimes. And I
Yeah,
think the waffles
op-
you had.
open and smell it. If it doesn't have any stale smell, then it's good to go. And if it's just a couple years, mm,
Yeah.
nothing happened to this flour. And I can send you how to make sourdough. It's really easy. Just water and flour, and that's
Yeah. No, I found a recipe online how to start a sourdough a starter. And it takes a week for it to mature before you can start using it.
no.
I don't know.
I sent you the recipe, and for this rye bread, I show you from a
Yeah.
German woman, and believe me, they know how to make bread. Don't take any recipe from the internet, which is not proven. You have to make something which already
Okay, so how many days when she starts the sourdough? How many days does she wait?
days, 3 days,
3 days?
Start
Um,
with
I've read
three.
some stuff. And it's not. They don't recommend a novice starting with a young sourdough because you're not going to get bread that rises. I don't know.
Did you see
That's
the
what I
picture?
read in some places.
Did you see the picture of her bread I
Yeah.
sent you? Did it look like it
Well,
didn't?
see, the thing is, I think bread, it seems something like it's easy, but I don't think it's easy. I think you have to know what you're doing. And if someone's a novice, I mean, she knows what she's doing, but if I do what she says, doesn't mean I'm going to repeat the same result because I'm not her. Um,
I'm
so
telling you, it's not gonna, maybe it's not gonna work first time, but second and third, you will see what you have to change to meet the best result. So it's
Oh no,
basically.
I know, but my concern was the age of the sourdough when you're starting it from scratch. So I went online yesterday and I Googled it, and I actually ended up on a fairly popular place for bread making. I don't remember what it was, the website, but it seemed to have like one of the first hits on Google. So obviously it's popular. It's a popular website. And most advice there was that your starter has to be a few days old. You can't like start a starter and then use it 2 days after. I mean, maybe somebody can, but it's not recommended for the first time novice bread maker. um
With the
that's what I read there.
sourdough is a trick. If you
Yeah.
make it too ripe, it will smell bad, and
No,
it
no, it,
will.
it described the process, how to make sure it doesn't smell bad. And they keep taking half away and adding flour, keep taking half away and adding flour, like, and water and whatever, like feeding it for five days, it said 5 days, not a week, sorry, 5 days.
Ah,
And
but this woman is doing 3 days, and I don't think she has, you
but see, it
know,
also depends, another thing, like you said, it also depends on your flour. I think that if you're taking white flour, you're not going to be okay for 3 days. I think you're going to need more time because the cultures that you're going to get, the microbes, actually, you get better starter from like rye flour. Maybe her flour is better and 3 days is enough for her. So you have to experiment. Like you're right. It's not a math. You're not going to, because your ingredients are different, you're not going to get the same result. But I think I think a lot of people on this continent, they start with white flour because that's what people know here. Unless it's just recently I've been noticing other flour in the stores. Everyone used to bake with just white flour, right? So with white flour, you're going to need a week to get a starter. I don't doubt that because there's nothing in there. Everything's been taken out. It's all bleached, right? So
Yes.
so if you're taking like a whole wheat flour or like good like rye flour, then you're gonna get something in less time. Probably 3 4 days is enough.
You can make your starter from pure rice flour. That's
Yeah,
how
I think that's what I have actually. I think I have rye flour. I don't know if it might be dark rye or light rye. I don't remember that, but I think we did have it. We did
we
have it.
have
So I need to.
one rice flour. We don't have a different rice flour. We have either mixture, white and rye, or we have pure rye flour. It's
No,
not.
no, there is Bob's Mill. You can get dark rye flour or light rye. Yeah, Bob's Mill. Just different kind of rye, I guess.
What they do have in Germany, they have a different rye flour, and it's how fine the rye flour. So they have different, more coarse
Yeah.
or less coarse. So that's what they have. But rye flour, it's a rye flour. You
Well,
cannot
I
have.
don't I don't know. This is what it says on the
I'm
package. I don't know if we're not in Germany, so I this is a local product and this is what it said on the package. I don't know if it's a type of rye, like a type of a plant. Maybe they have two different types
No,
of
I
two
think
different.
they add white flour that it calls light rye flour.
Maybe it's a mixture. I don't know. I have to find it and look and see what it says on there. Um, but
They
yeah.
won't, they won't had good rye flour.
Sorry,
Uh,
what?
Savon Food has had a good
Ha.
rye flour.
Well,
Um,
yeah, Save on Foods right now doesn't have any flour, so I think that. And I was thinking about this, and I couldn't figure out where all the flour went until it dawned on me that all these people on Instagram are baking their sourdough, and that's who bought all the flour. So I think that it was sort of a panic thing where people just, you can't buy all the bread because bread spoils, so they just went out and got all the flour. I'm serious too. I'm not joking. But
I don't know, maybe they don't produce this flour in like they did, because
mhm,
they stop producing yeast. This company who produced the
mhm,
yeast for North America, it stopped working. We don't have. That's why yeast is
mhm,
not exist in the store, because they gone. They don't work. This company,
mhm.
the plant is not working. They close it. So no yeast.
I think that
Do you have any yeast at home?
we don't use yeast.
So you cannot do bread.
No, I have to use a starter. I have to get a starter to do bread.
You have to have a little bit yeast to
No, you
have.
don't have to. No, no. This is what I'm saying though. You can do mixture of starter and yeast if you want. But if you want to use just starter, then your starter has to be mature. This is why I said it has to be a few days old. I've read some articles and it makes sense. If you want to mix the two, if you have a young starter and you want to add a little bit of yeast, go ahead. But no, you don't need yeast because starter is yeast. It's just not commercial. So, but you need to experiment, and it takes several tries. This is why I haven't been doing it because I don't know if I have time to deal with it. But no, I don't have yeast. I haven't bought, we don't use it. Like I said, I don't bake, and whatever like my husband bakes, it's not yeast. We don't use yeast. We never do. So I just don't even have it. I don't think I've ever bought it. I know. I know. Anytime I want something baked, I mean, I can just buy baked good or whatever. I won't make it myself. Too much work. It's way too much work, and it's just not my thing. Like, you know, it's not really my thing. But I like bread.
I asked Dima then how he made his starter, and I can
Yeah.
pass the starter I'm using, because
Yeah.
I didn't make a starter. I use whatever Dima brought
Yeah.
me, so I use this starter. And I asked him how he made this starter, or just in case I can give you my starter,
No,
because I
no,
have.
no, it's fine. I can start my own, but it is like from what I understand, it's not very difficult. It's just you have to feed it in certain times. You have to watch it because it depends on the temperature. Like if your house is colder, your starter is not going to grow as fast, you know. But I mean, it's just like you said, you have to experiment with it. And I do like bread. And I might try it. Like, I mean, I don't know if I will. I do like reading information about it, just out of curiosity, because it seems like it's the thing to do right now. Like everyone's baking bread, and I know a lot of people, and we talked about this before, this phenomena of Instagram versus reality. You know, like a lot of people in our knitting industry, they lead a very different life than I do. Like, um, they don't work outside the home. Um, they just do this, like whatever they do in the knitting industry, and therefore maybe they have time to pursue other, like, you know, bread making and whatnot. Well, I don't. So it's kind of you know, I've been seeing this bread making and all this stuff, that kind of this you know, do it yourself lifestyle. It's been around for a while and it's been very trendy. And I think this COVID just kind of made it, you know, exacerbate, like made it more, you know, like everyone is now sitting at home and they need something to do, you know. Um, so it's I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna do it. It seems like just a lot of work. It seems like a lot of work. I do like bread. I might try it, but I don't. I think there's a certain type of people who are knitters, and you know they're into food and they're into, you know, all of these other things that kind of come with it. I'm not really necessarily that way though, so I just like to knit. So I don't really do anything else similar to that. Like I don't even crochet or sew or cook. So you know, I'm a little bit more focused. So I don't know. I I did make crepes today and no one ate them. Not because they were bad. I actually make good crepes. It's just like my
I
husband doesn't
told
like
you,
crepes. So
some, put some berries, put some maybe.
don't have anything. Plus don't have anything, and my son doesn't eat whipped cream. So
So put maple syrup. Oh,
no, they don't trust me. They don't. They're very particular about what they eat, and you know, I'm okay with it. I just made it for myself. Had my own breakfast. I was like, okay, you know, this is what I'm gonna eat, and more for me, you know, this kind of thing. But it's really easy to make to make crepes, right? Like it's really easy. Even though I went online the other day and I noticed someone said that making good crepes is like art. I don't know. I've this is the only thing I know how to make, and I've been doing it since I was 11. So so this is pretty much like took me like 5 minutes, but I think with bread, if I start on that road, it'll probably take me like years to figure it out. Yeah, anyways. Oh, yeah, I was gonna ask you. So the starter you have now, are you maintaining it? You must be maintaining it.
yeah.
Okay. Well, this is what when you start, you do maintenance, but it's different. It's like elevated maintenance in the beginning. I'm sure that's what he's gonna tell you when you ask him. And you like the bread?
Yeah, but the only why I start this, because Victor, my husband, talked to Dima, and Dima said, I have a starter. And Victor said, okay, bring us some. And that's why I start to make bread. I didn't have any, thoughts about making bread, because I can easily live without
I
any.
know, yeah, you're not a bread fan like me. Like I actually like bread.
No, I like bread, but if there is no bread, then it's no bread, and that's it. It's not the end of the world, and I can, find some old crumbs and eat those old crumbs. I always have some, old bread store in the fridge for,
I
making
do
the.
too. I do too. Yeah, for making the, I don't even know what the word in English. You shove it in the oven and you just dry it in the oven. And yeah, and that's it. It's got a brand new life. And I mean, it's a Russian thing. We love it, and with tea, and but yeah, I know. I don't. I'm just lazy. Like I'm lazy about everything aside from knitting. So I'm just kind of don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna pursue that, but I have been looking into it just because I scroll through my feed and it's like literally every second post is about sourdough. I'm like, it's just too much. But anyways, this is what
Yeah,
I have.
let's go back to our summer knitting.
Yeah, well, I don't have anything else. This is it for me. Like
I think
yeah,
for our kind of cooler summer than other people down states
yeah.
have, I'm suggesting for summer this nice light mohair top. So, basically, how to make this summer top from hair, you just use the sticker needles, and it could be done like in 2 3 days, not 2 3 days, but at least in 4 days for sure. You can make this kind of light
It's
sweater
very
and
nice. It's
throw it on your tank top, and here you go. You can go and walk around the ocean, and close to water, or go for evening to stay on the patio of the restaurant. So
it's very nice. Which yarn did you use?
it's crook kitchen mohair.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like her colors. I after I upload an episode, I'm gonna link to all the shops. This is my plan after we're done recording, because I was actually planning to put a garden in this weekend, but I don't think it's gonna happen because it's very rainy. So yeah, I've got extra time today. But speaking of mohair, I put this up for a test, and I'm just gonna stand up and show you. This is an open front cardigan that I put up for test. And Natalie said I should make a sweater with the same color, because same fade. I actually have enough. I have more yarn left over than I used for this. And keep in mind that this has like wide, fronts. Like it's like a waterfall cardigan, right? So I'm gonna do that, but I don't know when I'm gonna start. Probably not for a while. But I do like this idea, this combination of. This is a 2-row mohair, 2-row fingering weight wool, and it's very. I think it's very light. I don't know if it's gonna fit the summer because it does have it's more of a. I would say it's more of a fall sweater, but maybe in the summer here when it's like 10 degrees, it might work, right?
For cardigan, yeah, I consider this kind of open front cardigan kind of our summer or
Always
early
summer.
summer wear. But for sweater, for sure, you're gonna be hot in the
Yeah, yeah,
sweater.
yeah.
Oh,
But
it's
one thing I was gonna show you is I might be addicted to this now, is the I-cord bind off. I think that I'm gonna use this I-cord bind off for my garments in a lot of garments from now on. I even filmed tutorials. I put them in that playlist as well. I really, really like it. I think it looks very finished and it doesn't have a rib. Uh, it's just a different kind of a neat, neat look. I don't know why I haven't paid attention to this before because Natalie has done it and I know other people have done it and it just kind of my eyes just kind of ignored it, but I think it's great. I'm really happy with the cardigan actually. When I was knitting it, I was kind of feeling a little blah because it took me so long and I didn't know how it's going to end up, and I've never knit with mohair before, and I just didn't feel it, but once it came out of the blocking, I really like it. I'm really happy with it. I think I'm definitely going to make a sweater.
Did you knit with mohair every time, or you alternate the mohair? So you didn't add mohair to your fingering. You just
Yeah,
use
I
finger.
needed two rows mohair, two rows fingering. Yeah, yeah,
And
and it's
what needle? What size needle did you use?
I used US number 4, so 3.5 millimeters.
So you
Yeah,
use a small needle. So like
yeah,
for the
yeah,
fingering. Okay.
yeah.
So it doesn't
Because
make the mohair too thick, like too dense.
it's lace weight. It's lace weight, right? Like it's not thick at all. It's
But they
actually
recommend with mohair. They usually recommend
no,
thicker, like size
no.
6. No.
No, with mohair, I think you can go from 3.5 to like 6. It just
Yeah,
depends
yeah,
what you want
yeah.
to
Like
do.
one.
Yeah, exactly. It depends what you want to do. And
Okay.
I think it's very versatile. Like when I put it up for a test, some people told me that they have mohair allergy, and I think aside from that, um, it's a very versatile yarn because you can you can use bigger needles, and like Natalie showed, you can have something that's light and warm because mohair has the fuzz is going to fill in.
Yeah,
So
fill the hole. Yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
so I think it's a very versatile fiber, and if you have no allergies and it doesn't bother you, I think it's a really good choice for some things. It's just kind of like one of these things that people are either yes or no, because some of my
Yeah.
see again it fly like mohair is mohair, so it is gonna fly all over your place. It is gonna be a bit more sheddy, but it will give you the lightness and it will give you a more of a kind of like
Well,
a fairy
yeah,
look to it.
and
It's a
it's really warm. My
yeah.
hair is really warm, so it's not like regular wool.
Hmm.
It's actually warmer than
Yeah.
the simple, especially superwash.
Oh yeah. I don't think I'm gonna buy any more superwash decay yarn because I have so much, and it does wear very well. Like I still have stuff from years ago that looks good, and I think it does actually wear quite well, but I think that I'm gonna go back to my, regular wool preferences because it just feels better to knit with it. It feels better to wear it. I like regular wool because it's light. I think from what I understand, superwash treatment actually adds acrylic to it or adds some kind of synthetic to it, which weighs it down. I think it makes it way more. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just it's for a certain purpose. And some people they can't stand regular wool. And with one exception, I do like those single ply wools. They're superwash, but they don't feel like they're, you know, like they still feel like wool. I don't know why. I'm not sure why that's the case, but
But it's probably single ply, that's why, and it's not
maybe.
twist. Uh,
Well, it is
and
twisted. It's not, it still feels like wool. Mind you, this is Cat's Riverside Studio base, which is different. And this, Primrose feels a little bit softer. Feels a little bit more like superwash.
a single wool, a
Yeah,
single ply.
yeah, it's
Huh.
ply. Yeah, it's all single ply merino except for this. This is more light. So this has 10% mohair. The Madeline Tosh, my favorite base. It's actually 20% mohair.
Oh.
Yeah, I love this base. This base wears very well. It does not pill, and it's very warm. And I bought so much of it over the years on their sales that I don't regret it at all, because now they've passed. Madeline Tosh is owned by Jimmy Beans, and I read on there yesterday. I went on Ravelry because I wanted to see what's happening with Mad May. Mad May, the Madeline Tosh
Yeah,
event.
I did look at this too.
So what happened? I didn't. Is this going on still? I didn't understand. Or is this not happening this year?
They call it Mad May Light, and as I understand, I didn't see any designers
Post
put
anything?
on sale anything. So they do some calls, not designers but people. They pick the
Right.
pattern they wanna knit from Madeline Tosh, and then they knit this pattern. But I didn't see any designers post.
Because just yesterday, I kind of thought there was a moderator in one of these groups that used to email me every year to like for some prize donations, right? And I always said yes. And and I would do a special as well. I would give like 25% or whatever. And yeah, no one emailed me this year. And then I went on some of these groups. I think because the ownership changed, they basically like had to rebrand everything and reorganize everything. So, she also said the sales are going to be not going to be there anymore on their website. They're not going to have sales.
I read, and that
Yeah.
make people upset.
Yeah, and well, it's not like it's the same. There's one of the two people that always would participate in the group, and one of them said, "Oh yeah, no, we're not planning to do sales anymore." I think that Jimmy Beans has like a different strategy for them, maybe because they want to do more of a wholesale. But right away I thought, well, you know what? It's good that I have all this light, because the prices I bought it for, I mean, you're not going to find those prices now. I kind of understand why they're doing it, because I think that the original owner, I think she sold the yarn too cheap and people got used to it, because all the other dyers are charging $30 per skein or $29 per skein or whatever. And Madeline Tosh was like always had it on sale, and it had to end at some point, right? But I think that it's a big mistake as well, because a lot of the people who are in the group are going to leave, and that community is going to disappear, and I think that maybe that's what they want. I'm not sure, but I think a lot of people who are always sitting there on Fridays, remember on Fridays, every Friday morning, I would go and see what they have. Like, that's gone, right? So I think that they're maybe okay with it. I don't know, but
I read that they're gonna leave this rewards program.
yes, yeah, they do. Yeah, but the rewards program is a little bit tricky, because your rewards disappear every year. So you have to keep buying things in order for your rewards to stay. And I don't really feel like it's so, which means you have to buy at regular prices, which is, I mean, at this point in my knitting stash, I don't feel like I should be buying all the time. Like if I want to buy one skein sometime, like I bought this, that's fine with me, but I don't make these giant orders anymore. I used to make like giant orders, and I just don't do it anymore, because I mean, I don't have any room to store it. And yeah, and I think that for now I'm good with Matt Tosh, because I actually have a ton of their yarn, and I just need to work through what I have, with maybe some purchases like one skein here and there, but I don't really need to have 5 sweaters mailed to my house like I used to. But anyways, yeah, I didn't understand this Mad May thing. I don't know what's going on there, but it's It's been a lot of changes in the yarn industry in the last year, and I guess it's just one of them, right? Like she was getting too ill to run the company, and she couldn't handle it anymore. Your health is the most important thing. If you don't have your health, you can't have anything. So I think it was just too much work for her, and yeah, I think she did the right thing. And Jimmy Beans seemed to be like a profitable business. They know what they're doing. I'm sure that they'll be fine with Matt Tosh as well. Maybe they'll find a different audience for them.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I have tons of yarn to last me through years and years and years. So I'm good. I'm good. But yeah. Anyways, it's almost an hour. We're gonna wrap it up.
I want to
But yeah,
show, I
you
have,
got something else? Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, one more construction.
Yeah.
It's kind of raglan construction, but it's a regular raglan at
Ah.
the back, and
Oh yeah.
you just start the front with a few stitches and you increase only front, don't increase sleeves. So sleeves yeah, are increasing at the back.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I want to try this construction for long time. And yeah, finally last year I did, and now I put it top on a test, and we will see how it goes.
I think that we need to do, this is something that, like, if you guys are listening still with us at this point, what I want to do is gradually start putting um, primer videos about sweater constructions. So say you take raglan or whatever, there's so many different methods, and you just talk about how you would knit a sweater for yourself. And it doesn't need to be an hour long episode. A primer, in my opinion, it's like 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe, to kind of give the basics. I think that this would be very useful to many of our listeners. And we definitely need to start doing that. And this could be one of the modified raglan. This is something I know. I don't know why it took you so long to finish the top, but
No,
I remember it from last year.
I did finish it like last year in very quickly. I just didn't put this
Oh
for
yeah.
test, and that's it. I wait next summer
Hmm.
to put it for test, and yeah, as soon as I write the pattern, I put it for test. So it's not, it didn't take long me to knit it. It took long time for me to write the pattern. Oh, and I want to show, I finished finally. It took me 2 months. I finished this
Oh my God!
little.
Don't shake it. This camera is
I
very. It's
I
yeah.
will just a second. I show you. I put the pocket
Aw, isn't that
and
so
I
cute?
made the I made this because the shape of the I made this shape for my grandson and for the hood. You see, it's I
I think
increased.
it needed that. The hood needed that thing at the pom pom. It needed that. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, it looks like little Robin Hood.
That is so cute. You should do a pattern for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Sure.
I'm gonna make instruction how to. Yeah, I just need to grade it for different.
It's
Uh,
really cute. Really, really cute.
yeah,
My son doesn't wear knitted things anymore, so I don't knit anything for him. Yeah.
you should make some hats for him, and I'm sure he gonna wear it.
No, he loses everything, and I mean, yeah, I mean, like when we go out for a walk in the winter, he'll wear a hat I made, but in school, he's gonna lose it. So I don't bother. He's got his dollar store hats made of acrylic, and he's fine with it. I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I just chuckle and cringe, I'm just not. I found his clothes that I made, when he was like a little baby in a bag. I kept them. And the vest I made last year, he wears sometimes, but it's black. It's just plain black vest. And I don't know. I don't think that I think he gets too hot. He gets too hot, right?
Yeah,
So
he moves a lot. Yeah, it's true. But maybe with an age, I
maybe.
know lots of mom doing the cardigans for their older sons, like when they 15. Actually, Lucy she has a friend, boyfriend, not a
Hmm.
boyfriend, it's just a friend. He's
Hmm.
just male, and he loves wearing the cable sweaters. So he specifically, his mom knitting, but she needs more scarves and shawls and hats. But he loves wearing these, complex cables, pattern sweaters, and he's shopping by himself. Like he, he looks specifically for this kind of
It's
sweater.
this new hipster thing, right? I
I
think.
I don't know, maybe
Yeah. I think it's a new hipster thing. Because when I was a teenager, the boys my age, like our, no one wore that stuff when I was like, teenager. But it's different now. Everyone there's that they have that specific style that they wear, that's a little bit more dressy, I guess, and more like hippie, like these like thin pants and some like these thin ties, like in the '60s. I think it's got, how fashion is always like comes in cycles, right? So I think it makes sense. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll knit him something in like 5 years or something, but who knows? I highly doubt it though. He seems. This is funny because he's never been to Russia, but he loves tracksuits, and Natalie knows that. And if you guys, whoever is listening to me, if you are Russian, you know that men from former Soviet Union as well as other Slavic states, they love tracksuits. I had to laugh because there is an account on Instagram called "Squatting Slavs in Tracksuits," and my son just loves tracksuits, specifically Adidas with a stripe on the side. And the first thing I thought when he picked himself this kind of tracksuit, I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, where? Like, who showed him this? Is this in like his DNA or something? Yeah, it's funny.
Did you actually remember, dude, where is my car? They order custom-made Adidas tracksuits from this Chinese guy, and they paid for like $100 for the.
I've never seen that movie. I've never seen that
Really?
movie. No. I should
Oh,
see it. I should see because I love Ashton Kutcher,
the
especially in
cult
these,
movie you
yeah,
have.
in these like dumb roles. I think he does a dumb person really well. I don't know how I missed it. I know it's like over 20 years old, and I just missed it. Yeah, I don't know. See, the thing is, when I was young, when I was in my early 20s, I didn't really watch TV. I canceled my cable. A lot of my times were spent partying and going out. So, because back then we didn't have social media, we didn't have Instagram, I didn't have a cell phone. So, I went out and I socialized with people. Um, very, very few hours per week were spent in front of TV. So, I missed all that completely. Like, I may have watched some shows here and there, but I'm not really a movie buff. But yeah. So, but I should watch that. I'll see if it's in any of my subscriptions, which I own and don't watch.
They did have it on Netflix. We
Mhm.
watched recently this movie on Netflix.
I
So
canceled I canceled my
you
Netflix.
can.
Yeah, I did. And then I signed up with Amazon Prime because it has free shipping, and it has movies too. So I'm gonna see if it's there. Maybe. I mean, even during quarantine, I haven't watched a single movie. So
We install again this Kodi.
oh yeah. Oh no, God no, I'm not bothering with that. It's too much work. Too much work finding the repositories, and it's a lot of work. Anytime I have to, you know me, I'm very impatient. Every time I have to like do anything, and it's not working for me, I get really mad, and the rest of my day usually doesn't work out. Yeah, no, no, but. But
Oh,
maybe I'll within Prime. So here's the thing: Prime is really smart. Within Prime movies, there's these other channels. They do the same thing. Amazon does the same thing. They're like a storefront for other channels, right? So you pay other channels. You can actually buy channels within Prime. Well, you get like 1 month for free, right? So I got a couple of those, and then I used my free month and canceled them. But I found that I just don't have the habit of watching movies, and I just end up like not using it. It's no point paying for it. Um,
uh,
but yeah,
we are watching movies at night when I'm knitting, he's doing his stuff, and we watching. Like usually, especially if it's older movie, it runs on the background because we know
yeah,
what's going on, and just
yeah.
take
I
a.
should watch it. My husband's movie taste is totally different than mine. Like, I don't know. There's some movies we can watch together, but most of our movies, like, I don't know if he's gonna watch Dude, Where's My Car? I think he's gonna kind of look at me and go like, I don't want to watch like a dumb movie or whatever. He may have seen it actually. He's seen more movies than I have.
Screw the universe! Screw the universe! No, it's so.
Oh, you know what? I remember why I didn't watch it because I don't like the other guy in the movie. I don't like Stifler. I don't like him.
Did you watch Evolution? No.
No. No. No, I haven't watched anything with him except this American, that franchise. I watched all of those.
David
Um,
Duchovny and this black guy. They are teachers
is that a
school.
comedy?
Huh?
Is that a comedy?
Yes, called
Okay.
Evolution. I think maybe it's approximately the same as the Dude, Where's My Car? Same year, maybe two years difference. But oh yeah, it's so funny. Oh, how could you?
I don't, like I said, I didn't stay home at all. I was out like all the time, and I just didn't watch TV. I don't know. I still don't have the habit of watching TV. I don't understand how some people can come home from work and plant themselves in front of TV. I could never do it. I get bored really easily, and I just can't do it. I don't know.
To see these two movies, Evolution
Yeah.
and Dude,
Okay, so tonight, my son now goes to bed at 10. This quarantine thing is completely retarded because it completely ruined all my schedule. So he goes to bed at 10. At 10, it's too late to start a movie. I'm too tired.
uh,
It's too late, right? Like, I mean, a 7-year-old that goes to bed at 10. This is crazy.
how he how he's gonna be back to his schedule? Like it would
I
be.
don't know. I don't know. I think that this whole thing is just this year's a big write-off. It's honestly a huge write-off. I'm not really. I don't know. Everything is out the window, and um, I don't know. You're gonna have to. I guess you're gonna have to gradually move him over to it. Like 10 o'clock is way, way, way too late.
What
Right?
time he wakes up? What time did he?
7 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's not enough sleep for him,
No,
I think.
no, it's not enough sleep, and it's just it's when we go back to normal life, whenever that's going to happen. I mean, he's going to have to get up at 6. So I don't I don't know how that's going to work, but anyways,
Oh,
Anyways, let's wrap it up, and I am gonna upload it right now. And you guys do comment if you want to see any specific tutorial, because I do actually want to really expand our tutorials. And Natalie, you're free to film and put it on this channel and add it to the. Actually, don't bother adding it. I can add it for you. Um, to the playlist. We want to have kind of like a portal with tutorials, and do let us know what you want to be demonstrated. And Natalie's tutorial is actually brioche, which from what I understand, is very popular skill. I don't have that skill, so I'm not going to bother and do any brioche tutorials. But do check it out. Go to our homepage and go to playlists and do check it out.
oh, you know what I found for people who want to
Mm-hmm.
uh, work with brioche but not too confident to do this, the start would be fisherman rib, and
Yes,
it
yes,
looks
that's true.
exactly like brioche, but it needs so much easier, and
Easier, yeah.
every tricks that brioche has, it can be applied for fisherman rib, but the
Yeah.
wrong side is easier to work with. So I found it's like super for people who like brioche but still
Mm-hmm.
afraid to do this. And I am planning to do the whole sweater top down, like seamless sweater with this half brioche. But it really, believe me, it's so cool. It's so easy, and the looks exactly the same as brioche has. So
You're
yeah.
right. I actually do have a pattern with fisherman's rib, which I removed from my shop. It's no longer active because just it didn't sell, so I just removed it. But it does look very similar. You're right. It does look very similar. My thing with it is it's more like um, increases and decreases that are, I think that you just need to kind of practice, like with everything, you need to practice more and more. I just, because I have so many other ideas that are non-brioche, I really like mosaic. And mosaic, I think it's very simple, and it doesn't really require any specific skill. And I think it's perfect for someone who wants a bit of color work. And I actually linked to my primer, which a lot of people watched, and it seemed to have helped a lot of people. So I had all these other non-brioche ideas. I didn't have time to practice with these increases and decreases. Is knitting brioche just plain is not a problem. It's those increases and decreases that are more, like.
Decreases, it's just instead of two stitches, like from two you make one,
Mhm.
you make from three
I
ones.
know,
That's
I know, but
not
there's all these different ways to do it, and I
the
find.
simplest one.
Yeah, I know, but with brioche, what I find limiting is that you cannot increase and decrease how many you want. It has to be every second twice. It has to be in a specific order in order to look like you're, in the pattern, right? It's not as I just find it limiting on many levels. It's just not really something I've wanted to concentrate on, I guess. I don't know. I may do a brioche pattern, but I don't. The thing is it's not really. I don't know if my audience wants that, and I don't really know if it's worth it work-wise. Like it's a lot of work for something
Um,
I don't really. Yeah. I mean, I like the look. I mean, I think it's great for speckled yarn, right? It's great for speckled yarn.
no,
I
I
do.
don't know. I found it's for the fisherman rib specific. I found it's better on the solid yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And now with all the puffy
Mm-hmm.
sweaters and the cardigan, it's simple and it's good looking. So you
It is,
don't
yeah.
need to make any fancy. Just go and make it plain. But the plainer is better. The simpler is the
Yeah,
best.
that's true. You're right. I do see a trend of plain lately. I think the 90s are kind of coming back because the 90s were, when I was a teenager, everything was very plain. And that's why I've kind of struggled in my designer career to add more elements because I like things that are plain. And to me, plain means I can wear it with anything, and it's very versatile. Plain things are very versatile. So it's with accessories you can be a little bit more fancy, but with the basic things, I remember when I was young, it was everything was just really really plain, aside from the florals were really really popular, but anything than that, like you look at all the nobody first of all nobody wore knitted goods. Everything was very kind of like machine made and looked very plain, right? So I think we're coming back to that, and the way I know is because those European knitters, they're always ahead, right? So you look at European knitters and you see what they're knitting. This is what you're going to be knitting in 2 years. So
It's your
North
time.
American knitters are,
Jenny.
huh?
It's your time now, Jenny. Go plain.
It's boring to knit though. I see why people, I mean, maybe if they're watching TV or something and they're just not looking at their knitting and they just go, you know.
You stick your yarn, you stick your needle, and you will done in no time with
It's true.
this knitting.
It's true. I see that a lot of that too. I see a lot of that too. Yeah. Anyways, hour
Yes.
and 20 minutes, you guys. If you're with us, thanks for listening. And we promise
Yeah.
our episodes will not be as long. It just we don't see each other because of quarantine. So we missed each other.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.